Hello and welcome back to my channel, Literary Lauren. Today we are going to let the number of notifications that I had last week choose the number of pages that I'm reading this week. I saw Haley Pham did this video and I absolutely loved it, so I thought I would pick it up to give it a try. The little spin that I'm going to be putting on this video though is that I am going to be reading the most recent books that I purchased. So we have Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield, The Ministry of Time. The cover is blue, the spine is pink. That's the vibe that we're going for. And then we have Elsie Silver's Flawless. This would be my first Elsie Silver. Actually, these are all new to me authors, so it's very exciting to see what I think of them and everything like that. But today is Monday. I am going to be reading 103 pages. 103 pages feels doable, but who knows? Who knows? I don't know which one I'm going to start with. Probably maybe the shortest one, because then I'll have finished this in 2 days. We'll see how we go. I am going to get reading. I will get back to you when I decide which book I'm going to read and once I've finished my pages. It is a fair amount of time later. Sorry for the bad lighting. It is late at night and I am about to tuck into bed and finish the remainder of the pages that I have for the day. I'm sure you have noticed that I am holding a different book than I said I was going to read. I attempted to read that first book. I realized I am not in the mood for that sort of thing. I needed something a little bit lighter, a little bit more airy to satisfy my brain. So I read, I think, 3 pages of that other book. So I think we have to get up to page 100 in Flawless tonight. And I think I'm up to page 48. So I'm halfway there. I'm liking it so far. I'm going to read you the blurb because my brain cannot function enough to give you a synopsis off the top of my head. The rules were simple. Keep my hands off his daughter, but now I'm stuck with her. There's only one bed and, well, rules are made to be broken. I'm the golden boy of professional bull riding, or at least I was until it all blew up in my face. More like he punched it in the face and that's why he lost his brand deal. Now my agent says I have to clean up my image, so I'm stuck with his ball-busting daughter for the rest of the season as my full-time supervision. The setup really isn't my vibe, but also who in the publishing office allowed each chapter to start with graphics on the front? Not only does it make the first page of every chapter absolutely illegible, but I hate it. If you're going to have a graphic, have it on the top, because what is this? Horrible to read. It's gotten to the point where I finish a chapter and I'm like, oh my god, I have to pass through this graphic. I really think I would have appreciated a graphic just up at the top of the page more. I am going to dive right back into reading Flawless by Elsie Silver. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about so far. So far the writing might be clashing with me a little bit, but we'll see how we go. I finished my pages last night. I got up to page 100, which between reading 3 pages of the other book and 100 of this book got me to my 103 on Monday. And today, it is Tuesday. I have just done a full day of work and I am finally sitting down to read my 80 pages for the day. A nice and short read today, which is exciting. I am liking this book. I think there's a lot more innuendo than what I would prefer this early into the book. I think there's a little too many references to that sort of thing. The angst, tension, but still the softer moments of intimacy growing, I guess. I'm liking it. On my lunch breaks and my little breaks, I managed to get 26 pages read. So I'm going to sit down and read the other, whatever 26 minus 80 is. I am going to dive back into this, finish my pages for the day, and then get snuggled up into bed. And you're falling. Oops. It's what I need. I just need like something mindless and fluffy at the moment, and it's really bringing the goods. I did buy the second book in the series at the same time that I bought the first one. So maybe we'll read the second one as part of this little challenge because it is still actually a book that I have bought very recently. So we might pick that up, but we'll see how we go. But so far, this one is winning. We've like sung into the territory of maybe the innuendos aren't so early, maybe it's like actually appropriate because they're getting to know each other more, and it's actually so funny. I have been giggling this whole time. I'm 167 pages in now, so I've got like 13 pages left, which kind of sucks. I want to read more, but I can't. I mustn't. I'm kind of vibing with it. I think this is really funny. I'm liking the writing. It's just a fun, silly, goofy time. And chapter 15, the opening, is just hilarious. Guys, I may have read 88 pages today instead of 80, but for the people that have this edition and know what happens in chapter 16, stuffed if I was gonna leave it on chapter 80 when something was about to happen. I needed to see it happen, sorry, but I honestly wasn't even looking at the page count at that point. I was so hooked that I got to the end of the chapter and I was like, oh, that's weird. How many pages did I just read? I'm up to 88 pages for the day. But anyway, it was so worth it. I don't care. Am I going to be this strict with the challenge? No, I'm obsessed with this book. I'm going to keep reading. I'm kind of obsessed with the fact that our hero, Rhett, he hates milk. And he just has this vendetta against milk, and I don't know why. Well, we actually do know why. Don't worry. I do like Elsie Silver's touch of having text messages begin the chapter because we see the two of them coming around to each other in how they talk to other people about each other, if that makes sense. I probably said that in the most convoluted way possible, but I think the way that Elsie Silver is like framing their relationship and showing how their opinions of each other are developing over this time, I think it's a smart way to do it. Yeah, anyway, I'm vibing with it. I can't wait to see how many pages we have to read tomorrow because it better be a lot of them because I'm about to halfway through this book. Live, laugh, love. I am going to go have a shower and then do freelance work and then I'm going to bed. So I'll see you in the morning. It is Wednesday evening and I have reached my quota for pages for the day, but I think I'm going to break the rules a little bit more and I am going to finish this book as I'm getting to sleep. I'm so tired, but I think I've got that much in me. Who am I kidding? It seems I am holding my phone because the Octobuddy thing that I got from Temu, so bad. I'm going to finish this book tonight. I don't care. And who am I kidding? I think I might as well just bounce my way right into the second book tomorrow. I did buy them at the same time, so technically I would still be satisfying the reading books that I bought most recently on my TBR. The second book is just as recent, so I'm very happy that I have the first two. I'm loving it so far. The romance finally hit. Page 11. Straight in, straight off the bat, exciting, kind of scandalous. Secondhand embarrassment is real. I don't think I'd go around carrying that in my handbag. I just finished chapter 1. This is gonna be funny. Don't mind the muck. I'm gonna go get ready now. I'm gonna go do my skincare and makeup record fast. I finished getting ready. I've done my makeup. I think I look cute. I don't know. It's literally just to stay at home and do work from home. So totally didn't need to be anything like this, but I decided to put on some more makeup than usual. I am about to dive into Heartless. Already read one chapter, so I'm using a pen as a bookmark at the moment because I don't know where I put my bookmark. But we are following Cade and our heroine. It was hinted at in this first book, so I don't know if it's a spoiler to say that it's Willa. You find out that it's Willa on page 13. So I don't think that's a spoiler. But they meet in a coffee shop, have this like interaction, a bit of a meet cute, but I was getting a bit of like secondhand embarrassment, but giggly vibes. So I'm vibing with it. And the way that Cade is just like, maybe it's okay to feel something sometimes. You're going to be feeling everything in this book, I think, Cade. I think so. Anyway, I'm vibing with it. I'm pretty sure that Willa is going to be Cade's like nanny for the summer. The book opens up and Cade is trying to interview people, but he's one of those grumpy boys that doesn't want a stranger into his home, that sort of thing. And someone's like, I'm just the girl for you. And thus her best friend Willa steps into that role, I'm more than likely guessing. And it is reminding me of is it the third book in the Done and Dusted series? I think it was, yeah, Lost and Lassoed. It is reminding me a little bit of that plot, but I don't care. I love it so much. Forced Proximity is one of my favorite tropes ever, and I am glad that book 1 and 2 are both kind of coming to the table with that plot. I am going to dive into the second chapter because that is my treat for getting ready.
There's no mic, but I don't care. Choose your next words carefully. I don't care if she's about to be your sister-in-law. No one speaks to her with that tone, period. And I don't care if you're her best friend. You smell like beer and your babies are still in my back pocket. You're not taking care of my son. Yes. I'm in. I'm locked in.
So, bit of a change of plans. Cleaning can wait. We are going to go buy the third book in this series because, as if I'm not going to dive right into the next one after I finish this second one, even though I might not even finish the second one in the video, but I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to go to the shops. We're going to have some, sorry, I just spun very quickly. I'm going to do some lunch and the tasks can wait. I probably will regret that, but the tasks can wait. Guys, I've got an update for you. I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed because I've just done a fair few hours of design work after I got home from the shops. So I'm kind of chucking out the window the whole task / reward thing because I just kind of want to sit and read. That's all I want to do tonight. I'm going to read the next, I think I have 103 pages to read today, but I think I have 50 left of that. So we're going to dive into that. But I thought I would share some news. And by news, I mean the fact that I bought the next two in the series. So I can pick them up straight after the whole shebang. Third book is about Jasper, which is their friend that plays hockey. So we kind of switch up the sports that we're following. So we're vibing with that. And the fourth book is about Theo. And I love Theo so much. Anyway, vibing. Back to Heartless, though. I'm liking that we're getting more of the friendship between Summer and Willa. I feel like in the first book, Willa was like this just background best friend that we never met really. We didn't talk too much. But in this book, we're getting to know her and we're seeing more of her relationship. So I'm very happy that we're doing that. Also, Cade is hilarious. He's like so stoic, but he's also like, I literally laughed out loud in the middle of the cafe reading this book. And then I finished the chapter and I was like, oh, damn. Better go keep doing things. That is where I am up to. All very exciting. It's looking good. I will get back to you when I'm finished my pages for the day. This book is cracking me up. Elsie is so funny. I want to have a coffee with this woman. She is hilarious. It is now Friday night. I have a lot to update you on. It's absolutely insane. I failed the challenge last night because instead of reading just the amount of pages that my notifications decided for me, she's gone and read the entire book. I finished it in the wee hours of the morning and it was 5 stars. I love it so much. I am so glad that I went and bought the other books in the series because I don't know how I would have coped today without Powerless by Elsie Silver, because to be totally honest with you, I don't even know how many notifications I got last Friday to catch up with today because I've gone and read 382 pages and I am having a day night with this book tonight. I most likely may finish it. Oopsie daisy. I don't care. Really don't care. Love it so much. This one is a little bit heavier. So we follow Jasper, who is the kind of adopted brother of the family, and we follow the Eaton's cousin, Sloane, which we haven't quite met yet, but I like her. It does uncover some pretty darker themes, a little bit darker, a little bit more anxiety inducing, but holy moly, loving it. I must say it's probably not to the level of love that I have for Heartless. Heartless is like 5 out of 5 stars. I was giggling right to the very end. I love them all. All of the characters I'm just obsessed with. This next book is pretty good as well, and I'm very much loving it. I don't know why I didn't pick up Elsie Silver before now. I've gone from never reading an Elsie Silver book a week ago to reading 3 in 1 week, 2 of which I've read within a span of 24 hours. Safe to say, she's up there with favorite romance authors now. Yeah, I'm in a silly, goofy mood. I'm going to go finish this, basically. I've got less than 100 pages left. Stuffed if I'm doing anything else tonight. Sorry. And then I basically failed the challenge because I don't care anymore. I'm just going to read as many pages as my heart tells me to. My boyfriend's looking at me like, what am I talking about? I'm being a bit silly. But yeah, when I finish that one, I'm diving into this one, and I don't care how many notifications I got last week because I think this is now going to turn into how much can I read in a week because I need to devour these books. And then, sorry not sorry, I think I need to get the final book in the series because I don't think I can stop. And I swear to God, if the last book is about Bo, I'm sat. Anyway, I can't get too excited. But this next one is about Theo, which is Rhett's like protege. Rhett from the first book, he has like taken a young bull rider under his wing, and that is Theo. Theo's dad died in a bull riding accident, so I think it might be a little bit heavier as well in that that's obviously probably going to be unpacked, but I think it's a romance between him and Summer's sister. For now, I'm just going to read Powerless and finish Powerless, and I will check back in with you tomorrow because I'm staying up late and finishing this book. I don't make the rules. Actually, yes, I do make the rules. I'm going to do it. Look. Guys, I am very close to tears. This book got me. This book's getting me. It's not even done yet, and it's getting me. I am here to close out the video because I finished the rest of the series so quickly that I basically inhaled it and didn't even update you. Whew, where to begin? So let's finish off with Powerless. I really liked this book. I loved how Sloane kind of stood up for herself at the end. I loved her relationship with Jasper because it felt that both of them uplifted each other, and it was just this beautiful romance between the two of them, and the mutual pining, the growth within each of them. Yeah, solid, beautiful, powerful, love it. I don't think I was prepared for how much I was going to like Reckless. I did vibe with Winter a little bit in the earlier books. I felt for her a lot and felt for her story. Nothing could have prepared me for how much I would have loved Winter in this book, and Winter with Theo. I loved this one. This was just like the cup of tea that I needed. The warmth, the wholesome nature of this book just warmed me from within. And I read this book in basically 24 hours. Less than 12 hours even, I think it was. But I stayed up so late to finish this book. But I just loved the mutual respect in this book, and they were forced to be mutually respectful. I'm going to tell you nothing of this plot because if I can tell you anything about this book, I am telling you, go in absolutely well and truly blind. If you're interested in this series, stop this video, do not watch a single thing about this book, and go into this book knowing absolutely nothing about what happens, because I was gobsmacked, jaw on the floor, shocked, but it was really good. So it paid off. I think this was like a 4.75. I only wish that we delve into Theo's grief surrounding his dad and how he's still doing what his dad did. I think it was more centered around how he wanted his own legacy, but not particularly about the grief of his dad. But I know everyone copes with grief differently, but I wish we delved a little bit deeper into that. But otherwise, perfect. Literally, this is the textbook. And then we finished off the Chestnut Springs series with Hopeless, which was Beau's story, and it was very unexpected, very interesting. I didn't expect it to go the way that it did. I didn't expect him to have the love story and arc that he did. Overall, pretty successful. I bought this and finished this within 24 hours. So I think it all just happened very quickly that I don't know if I sat with it, which I think this is a book that you should probably sit with a little bit. It does tackle some pretty heavier stuff. So this is my definitive ranking. Heartless was my favorite, then Reckless, then Powerless, then Hopeless, then Flawless. But to be honest, I think the lowest rating I gave was a 3.75 or a 4. To be totally honest with you, I don't think any of these drop below a 4. I am going to be rereading the series at some point this year because I must tab them, and I've been thinking about them so much. The way I giggled, the way I loved their dad. If you would be interested in seeing another video of me reading these books, but in depth annotating them and maybe giving a spoiler-filled review, because I've kept it all very top level, but I can go in depth about these books. Trust me, I could talk about them for days. Thank you so much for watching me simultaneously fail this challenge and fall in love with a series and fall in love with an author. I loved it so much. thank you so much for watching. I think this is the most fun I've ever had filming a video and watching it back. I had so much fun. I can see the joy on my face coming out of a slump now. This is the feeling I needed to be reminded about in terms of reading books, falling in love with them, because this was such a fun surprise. I am going to go read Wild Love. We're reading that series and we're annotating that series, so hopefully you'll see that video out in a couple of weeks' time. I will see you in the next one, and thank you so much for watching.